Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It is time to get started for that hashtag JoyBib Topper. And as I go to do this, as I'm joining in on the fun for hashtag JoyBib Topper, I know it started on the 15th. And I had an appointment on the 15th, so my fabrics and what I will be making, and I will give you a little history behind this. I will be making a Western duster. Now the history behind the Western duster is actually a coat. Now, a lot of people here on the East Coast are not well versed in what a duster actually is. And since I do know what it is, and I know how to style this garment, it's okay. It's perfectly okay. So, I do have some paper that I picked up to make my pattern. I have 2 leather jackets, which one of them I will be recycling the sleeves off of instead of making it out of the 2 fabrics that I have here, which is the 2 fabrics that I will be using, which are print fabrics instead of just a regular plain fabric, which what you would normally use for a duster is actually a canvas fabric, and this is close enough to a canvas fabric that you're going to get. This is a cotton twill fabric. And even though it's a print, which I love this print anyway, I need a new coat, and this is going to make for a good coat. It's already got a lining on it, so that part's already knocked out. That part I don't have to worry about. And now, when it comes to a duster, it does have a flap part on the back, and that is what I will be using this for. Yay! Does the duster have elbow pads? No. Although that is an option. It is a complete option. Does it have pockets? Yes, a duster does have pockets. Some of them. Not all dusters have pockets, but a majority of duster jackets do have pockets. The old Western style duster jacket comes in various lengths. It goes below the hip, just above the knee. I'm just giving you retrospect here. So that would become mid-thigh. The next one is just above the knee. Next one is mid-calf. And the very last one is just to the ankle. Just to the ankle. Now, the Western duster was made for various different reasons, and that is the name itself, the prevalent reason of the name itself, dust. It's not that you lost a brain cell and you're saying dust. It's just that out west there is a lot of dust, and I know this. Oregon is not just full of mountains, but it is full of a lot of mountainous desert area. And I can tell you something, a lot of people to this day still wear dusters. A lot of people to this day still wear dusters. Sorry for the noise in the background. Some people are just... Anyway, so, like I said, this is the fabric I will be using. I will be starting this today and letting you guys see the process that I will be using, except for like my pre-cut of my design. I do have a headache today from my epilepsy, so you're going to have to excuse a few things. Do I have matching buttons to this? Absolutely. Because I will be making buttonholes. Dusters do, in fact, have buttons on them. So, do I have matching buttons? Button, who has the button? I do. I have matching buttons. I think this button will go well with this fabric. I have used this button, this particular button, on the teddy bear for its eyes. If you had seen that video, you noticed that I actually used it on its eyes with the little black button in the middle as that little teddy bear's eye. So, I have a lot of these brown buttons left. So 1, 2, 3, let's see, 4, 5. And I'm not going to make this a very long duster. I don't need it to be that long for me anyway. Not really. I'm probably just going to have it come just past my tushy, and that's about it. So I really don't need it to be that long on me. I'm not looking to have a super long coat. And for the neck of a duster, it doesn't have that flap down collar. It actually has a standing collar. And that's where a lot of people get that wrong in history. The history of the duster actually has a standing, tapered collar. It does not have a flapped collar. Remember that. It has a standing collar, not a flapped collar. I have a lot to teach you. You can kind of consider this a history lesson. So it's a historical piece of clothing. So you guys know that a duster is a historical piece of clothing. So when it comes down to that, don't be ashamed that somebody can actually teach you about a historical piece of clothing. Like I said, if you go to Morgan Dahmer's channel, she does reproductive pieces of historical clothing, and she's really good at it. I'm glad I actually watch her channel, because eventually I will be taking pieces of fabric like these anyway and making myself a new corset, and because I will be following what she does, her tutorials, to make my brand new corset, because boy is my back suffering. Because these store-bought ones just aren't doing it. It's good enough for now, but it's just not the same. If we make it ourselves, and that vest, by the way, that vest is coming along nicely, but I'll show you that later on after I get the duster done, and then I'll finish the vest. But until then, like I said, I showed you my fabric. There's, oh my gosh, there's so much of this fabric, right? This is going to be great. And I think I remember having the belt off of my one leather jacket that I could go ahead and use for this duster, which will be great, because you know what? That is not wasting anything. That is upcycling. It does not hurt to upcycle your fabrics, It does not hurt to upcycle a garment for something else. Remember, upcycling your garments is a way to save environment. Upcycling your fabrics is a way to also save your environment. And again, that's something else Morgan Dahmer does, is upcycle her fabrics. Her fabrics she doesn't use, she actually donates or gives to somebody else that will use. And that's great. Think about that. If you know there's some fabrics you're not going to use, think about doing that. Think about it. If you've had some fabrics for too long and you know you're not going to use it, think about upcycle. Donate it to a community of a sewing circle that may need some fabric, a quilting circle that may need some fabric. Doesn't hurt. They may actually appreciate it. Or make some coats for kids. You know what? Head Start appreciates things from people. Think about that. Churches, even though, don't hold it against me. Just don't hold it against me. I don't go to church, but don't hold it against me. There are a lot of churches that help people with clothing. And if you make a garment and there may be a person that comes to their pantry and they get, some clothing there, that church could probably use a handmade garment. Or, that they may need for a event for during Christmas, or if they're Jewish, it would be Hanukkah. One of those events, or giving to the reservations, and that's an idea. Giving to the reservations, because not a lot of kids on the reservations have coats for the winter. Has anybody thought about that? There's your ideas. There's your ideas. Another way to go. Making coats for kids on the res. Res coats. Maybe we should start something with that. Res coats for kids. Hey, it's an idea. Hey, I've got a bajillion and one ideas in my head. But until this challenge for a hashtag Joy Viv Topper is over, I want everybody out there to stay happy, stay healthy, stay positive, and as always, stay blessed. And I will see you later. Don't worry about the look on my face. I just got something from my doctor, and I don't want to reveal it to you guys, because you know what? Right now I have too much life to live to even think about the news I got. Okay? I'll see you guys later.